I heard Daniel Horowitz speaking to Steve Deace today, and he wonders why Trump even bothered go to Georgia. How about that? He says, why even go? The governor of Florida has already said he won't partake in any of this. So he said, the state's not going to have like what the feds have. The state's not going to just come down to Florida.
What, and try and extradite him?
Yeah, exactly. And so
try to kidnap him out of the state?
Yeah. they wonder why he won't even go. He's like, he has the power. He has Secret Service protection. He actually stands in a position to have the power to not even comply with this nonsense. I mean, that's more radical than asking him just to call for defunding this. But, I mean, I don't know. The more you think about it,
yeah.
if no one else is going to play ball and if no one else on the Republican side is going to try to play ball, again, this leads me back to my initial point. I think people just think that this is somehow... They didn't push this snowball down the hill not thinking it was going to gain steam. Or not thinking, okay, well, let's just, now at the last minute, they're going for the whole thing. They're going for the whole thing. They're going for prison time. And I just think if nobody ever does anything here outside the box, are you confident in relying on the system that he can We've already lost the get a fair judge thing. You've already lost get a fair prosecutor. You think you're going to you've already lost the grand jury thing. That's done. You think you're going to get a jury of your peers, and you think you're going to, even if you found guilty in Georgia, you're going to wait for the appeals court and then maybe the Supreme Court and hope John Roberts wakes up on the right side of the bed? I'm not. So if no one else steps up to do anything here, and we just think we're going to let the process play out, is that the road you think he should take?
You know what? I think less is more at this point. Follow the rule of law, because that's what he likes to talk about.
Because that's what we do.
But
good luck going up against those who don't.
Yeah, but think about the other side of it. Okay, now he decides he takes some advice to not go to Georgia, not respond to this. Now you've got full-blown 24-hour coverage, wanted posters everywhere, right, on the news. People are already starting to come through that, you know what, all these indictments don't look good. What the heck is it? What are they doing? Why are they going after this guy like this? There's more and more doubt creeping out there in the American people. The people that aren't awake yet are starting to see it. So if he openly defies it, then they're like, I told you he was a criminal. Then they're like, yeah, I guess you're right. Look, he's going to do what criminals do, and he's not going to show up.
So you have trust in the system?
I didn't say that.
You can't.
I just say he's got to follow the rule of law. And say, you know what, I'm going to do what the court says this. I will do it, but I will have my day in court. I will fight it every step of the way. I will bring evidence, and
you'll end up in jail. So you're okay with that?
I'm not okay.
Not that you're okay with it, but no. that would be the logical ending to your painted scenario.
The possibility that he could lose in the first trial, and then on appeal, of course, he's not going into jail because it'll be an appeal. So he's not really going to go to jail.
I just think people are underestimating the worst case scenario, that it never can happen. And I tell you, I think it's a way bigger percentage than people think it is. That's why when you hear these people thinking about why isn't he doing this? What is his legal team doing? What else can be done? I mean, I think it's with the utmost of urgency that we try to figure it out, because I think if you think the process here, he can't be pardoned by the governor. There's a board. You have to serve at least 5 years before you can be up for pardon in Georgia. If he was even to win the election, there's still, now Levin says he can pardon himself on the state charges. Others say they don't agree with that. Jonathan Turley. But I don't know. I am not for letting the system run its course here.
I don't know. It's fascinating that you brought up this question, because I'm trying to look at it from all angles on the fly, and I wouldn't want to give them any angle to get somebody who's on the fence, who might think, you know what, I think this is all BS, give them any reason to go back to the other side of the fence and go, no, I guess they were right. He is a criminal. Look what he's doing. He's avoiding going to court. All he has to do is show up, plead not guilty, and they would have let him go back to Florida, and he could prepare his case. I don't think you need to give them that. That's a win for them in terms of how it makes them look, the press coverage it would receive, and all that nonsense.